but he must increase.
Amen.
And to his kingdom, there's never going to be no end. Ooh, I can even look back in the Old Testament when I believe it was Abraham would offer up Isaac, his son.
Come on.
Oh, when they got to the mountain, I believe Abraham said, we're going to go up on top of the hill, and we're going to worship, and we're going to come back down.
What he said. Amen.
Now, I don't know about you, but I think Isaac was a Pentecostal boy.
Yeah.
And you say, well, how do you get that, Brother Hill? Because I believe reality set in when he got on the altar and he would ask his father, here's the wood, here's the fire, and there's the altar. Where is the sacrifice? And about that time, I kind of feel like reality was setting in. Oh, say, where you get that, Brother Hill? Well, right at the last second or the last minute, when Abraham would reach forth his hand to take, I believe that God would have raised him from the dead if Abraham would have slew his son.
All right.
But it didn't have to go that far. They saw that ram that was caught in the thicket. I can't help but think about that time Isaac was doing himself a little too soon.
Yeah.
That ram has took our place. Let me give you another example for it. Barabbas! Can you imagine that night when Jesus had been put on trial and been found guilty? Stick with me a little bit. Chapter 23 of Luke. We ain't got there yet, but we're getting there pretty quick. Barabbas was a thief and a murderer. And can you imagine as he was in the secret dungeon, or the downright bad secret, I guess you call it, far back, unreachable places of the dungeon, because they didn't have jails like we got today. Boy, that's a condo down there, brother. Brother Will, to what they used to have to go into, and stocks and bonds and chains, and they'd have them all down there with the rats and the rodents and the mice, and they'd usually have to fight the rats off if they got anything to eat. That was called torment and torture. But can you just imagine when Barabbas was down there? No doubt he was thinking it might be his last day, because it would be a death sentence, a murderer and a thief. But for that old guard, or ever who it was, would holler down the corridor of that dungeon and say, Barabbas! Barabbas! I got good news for you. There's a man up here called Jesus.
Yeah.
And he has took your place.
Yes. All right.
And now you don't have to suffer the penalty. You see, that's what the people did. The people wanted Barabbas over Jesus. The people wanted a thief over Jesus.
All right.
People wanted a murderer over Jesus. Well, ain't that like the world today?
Yeah.
They want to steal church. They want to lie and not come to church. They want to kill their brothers. They want to destroy what your neighbor's got, and they don't want to come to church.
All right.
They're not much difference today, are they?
No.
They're not.
And I firmly believe this, and I'll always believe this. I believe that the God-fearing, holiness, Holy Ghost-filled people are what's keeping this world standing right now.
All right.
I believe it's the only reason why. Man, you can't even hardly turn on the news anymore. And it's just something bad all the time. Shooters this, and pirates this, and parents killing children, and children killing parents. It's just one atrocity after another, and one heinous crime after another. Just terrible crimes being committed that are just so ungodly sometimes that I think they're inspired by the devil. They're so gross.